Happy friggin' Wednesday, everybody. From sea to shining sea, from coast to coast. It's 4 hours till midnight here on a beautiful Wednesday evening. And welcome in. And to many of you guys, welcome back. Gosh, it's already Wednesday. And my mind is reeling because it still feels like it's Tuesday. I know. My concept of time has diminished like fairy dust. It's just whizzing by, and I can't believe it. We are almost 8 months into 2024, and I'm only getting used to calling it 2024 now. The other day, I caught myself marking something on a report at work as 2023. That was lovely. Does that happen to anybody else? Do you still find yourself living in 2023? Or did you just make that connection and be like, you know what, I'm good now? You know, January happens, 2024. Does anyone else make that mistake, or is that just me? Anyways, guys, I am, of course, excited to be here. I'm excited to see so many people in the chat already, and we're going to go ahead and do some shout-outs, starting with Marco, first person in the chat. Thanks for being a channel member, Marco. Thanks for showing up early. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ground Fog, another early riser. Appreciate it. Another channel member. Oh, yeah. Charles Wooden in the house. Good to see you, man. Thank you for being a channel member. Bluetooth Blades says, I won't be able to join tonight. Oh, man. We will enjoy it for you vicariously, if that's even a thing. But thanks for being a channel member. Thanks for dropping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your night regardless. Shout out to C. Kobe, another channel member. Oh, yeah. NFK20 in the house. Neil McKenzie, welcome in. Alicord Paracord. Always good to see you, Allie. Thanks for dropping on in. Neil says raisins are good. I disagree. I have strong feelings on raisins. They are one of my least favorite foods. Shockingly, love grapes. Couldn't tell you why. It is what it is. Jim, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Ryan Dye in the house. We've got in the house as well. Snot Reg, did I say hi? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Ed B, thanks for being a channel member. He says gentle fondling is required of the like button, otherwise Roll will feel neglected. It's true. If you could just, pet the like button, let it know that you're happy to see it. It makes a difference. Let the rest of YouTube know that we're live, baby. Welcome into Rainy. Good to see you. El Cap Addict, we got a channel mod in the house. Good to see you, El Cap. How's it going, man? Oh, you know what? I caught one of your comments on I did a recent video on this guy. This is the Remette RT Swordfish, and this is such a slick knife, guys. I can't believe that this is an in-house design. I can't believe that they didn't collaborate with anybody, and I confirmed it with them. I said, do you guys do all of your own in-house production now? And they said yes. And I said, what about designers? Do you work with any outside designers? And they say no. So far, it's just our own in-house designs. That's pretty cool, especially for something like this, which is, it's different and it solves the rattle. I'm not going to call it an issue because, look, some people, like, I released my video on this last year, the Riot XOM, and people were like, half the people were like, oh, that's amazing, I love it, I want to buy it. And then the other half was like, does it have a rattle? Yes. A lot of rattle, but it has to. I mean, it has to, because this is a free-flowing knife. The way that you open it, the way you close it, free-flowing knife. So when Remette released this guy, one of the big things is, here it is, closed position, no rattle. Now, it means that it's less flingable, which, I mean, that's what you get. It's not an automatic knife. It's not a hawk deadlock. And the lockup is not perfect either. Like, can you still fling it and get it to lock out? Yes, you can. But depending upon how you deploy it with, a gusto, sometimes it'll bounce off of the end and not quite lock out if you fling it in certain ways. So it's not exactly like the Riot XO, but I feel like the fit and finish on this is so much better than the XO. Like the milling, the pocket clip, even down to the inlay. And it's less expensive too. It's less expensive. And they did all of this with, of course, the innovation of the locking wings. I'm a big fan, and I'm surprised because now all of a sudden I released the video on this where I stated that, if I had to pick one, I'd go with this one. I would. I like premium quality feeling stuff. And then all of a sudden I started getting the comments from people like, nope, like the XO better. All of a sudden we don't care about rattle. People got used to that real quick. Like, you go back to my XO videos, you can see people were like, I hate the rattle. Does it rattle? Like, yes, it does. I just think that it's ironic. You post one thing and automatically you draw people of the opposite opinion in the comment section. It's just how it goes. But LCAP, I hope that answers your question. In the closed position, no rattle. By comparison, Riot XO, closed position, rattle. It's quality, guys. It's quality. All right, I'm going to get back to the chat. I monologued there for a minute. Hey, shout out to Top Dog. He says, at least you didn't start 15 minutes early this time. Hey, I did that because I was challenged, okay? Shout out to Ian Coates. Ian Coates was like, how come Rollshambo never goes early? And so I started it, 10, 15 minutes early. Blew people's minds. Like, wow, not only can he be on time, he can be early. I like starting at 8. That's the time. I usually get the live stream going 10 minutes ahead of time on a waiting screen. And I let people pile in. So I have somebody to talk to when I get here. Good to see you, Top Dog. Thank you for not only being a channel moderator, but also a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome into Leafy Wiggy. Ed B says, grapes don't have ball sack wrinkles. This is true. This is very true. Welcome into Shifty McKing. He says, hey there, saw you contacted Apex Alchemy about his HRC testing. I enjoy his channel. Yeah, man, shout out to Apex Alchemy. Small channel, and I have no idea why. Apex Alchemy is a good dude. He went out and bought himself the same Rockwell tester, an indent style tester that Laren Thomas owns. And he's very open and forthright. Like, he's not sitting here with the rebound style tester being like, this is the truth of God. No, he says, these things have an accuracy range depending upon the indenter style tip. And I've had conversations with him. I believe I did a channel raid back when we were doing channel raids before people found out that they were causing damage to some channels. And anyways, Apex Alchemy, he's a good dude. He's so humble. He loves his audience, no matter how big or how small. And I think that that's really cool. You could tell that he does it because he truly loves it. And he gets the joy out of doing it. And that's fantastic. So Apex Alchemy, if you guys haven't checked out Apex Alchemy's channel, do so. And if you like what you see, if you like indenter style Rockwell hardness tests on a lot of knives, check it out. It's nice. I've been going there lately. I've been hanging out. I've been watching the tests being done, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool. Neil McKenzie says, I like plums, not prunes. I also like plums. Also, not a big prune guy. Top Dog says, Pet, smack the crap out of that like button. Well, I mean, if you must. If you must. Welcome into Welding, Carrie. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. Ian Coates, he says, unlike the knives in this live, my favorite knife ages exceptionally well. Is it just me, or are knife years like dog years? Like I could show a knife that came out 2 years ago, and it would be considered ancient. Like in knife years, it would be discontinued. But I was looking through my collection today. I was taking inventory of what I have, and I was like, cool knife, didn't age well. Cool knife, didn't age well. I'll give you an example of a knife that I was so excited for when it came out a couple of years ago, and nobody cares about it anymore. It's a cool knife. I'll show you. Hold on. So this knife is ridiculous. This is the Boker Pocket Smash It. And I put my own edge on here. Dagger style blade. It's a Chuck Jadritis design. He does customs of these too, and you can get it. I don't know if you can buy these anymore, but at the time you can get it in. This is rosewood, I believe. I'd have to double check. You'd also get it in micarta. Sweet dagger style blade. It's a thumb disc, and while I'm not generally a huge fan of thumb discs, action smooth. Look at that. Perfect blade centering. Liner lock. This thing is beastly. Like, people talk to me all the time. They're like, oh, I just want a bigger knife. I want something that fills out the hand. Here you go. This is designed after the World War II Smash It. It was a war knife, fixed blade. But look at that. Isn't that a beautiful dagger style blade? Nobody cares. Not a single person's like, yo, you know what I gotta pick up? A Boker Pocket Smash It. Beautiful knife. Did not age well. It is what it is. I still have it. I probably won't look to sell it. I mean, this is not an expensive knife. This is VG10 wood handle. You can get it in my card. I want to say it was like $100. So good. It's fun to carry too. Look at the pocket clip. Pocket clip kind of reminds me of like an 80s diner style, 70s diner style. I don't know. Chuck Jadritis, highly underrated knife designer, knife maker. Customs are award-winning. Yeah. So yeah, apparently Ian's got the the Ethereum. I'm just kidding. I know he's got the Sebenza. Sebenzas do age well. They're one of the few. They're the evergreen knife. All right. Hey, welcome into Chef Rocky. Another channel mod in the house. Good to see you, Rocky. Jim Miller says Sebenza forever. Oh, you know what? I can't grab it because I got a bunch of stuff sitting on my knife case right now. But put an edge on the Sebenza. I did. I tried my hardest to stick to the regular edge bevel, but of course, anytime you go to sharpen, even if you keep the edge angle the same, you always end up widening that bevel just a little bit. I found because they're not sharpened from factory on a fixed angle sharpener, right? They're not. They're belt ground. Anyways, so I widened it a little bit. It's super slicey now, though. We'll go through stuff. Hey, shout out to the Knight's Edge, who is celebrating his 8-month membership anniversary. He says 8 months, almost the end of the first trimester. What are you having? Are you having back pains? What are you craving? Actually, you know what? Don't tell us. We don't want to know. All right. Top Dog says, I have one. It's a little small for my hands. How big are your hands, man? Pocket Smash It? Look at this thing. This thing is big. This is a beefy knife. I mean, I have average size hands. Some guys out there have dinner plates for hands. I get it. All right. Ian says, Sebenza, hot and exciting. Boker Pocket Smash It, cantankerous and chonky. Why do you got to do it like that, Ian? Why you got to do it like... Look. One of the best looking dagger style blades that I've come across ever. Period. Like, this is one of the best looking dagger style blades that I've come across. And that's just my opinion. To this day, I look for great looking dagger style blades. And you'd think it'd be easy, like, oh yeah, just make it symmetrical. Not all dagger style blades look great. Hey, welcome into Craig Vincent. Good to see you. He says, I love them old knives. I'm always looking for vintage or discontinued stuff, especially cold steels. They got a lot of discontinued stuff. There's a lot of stuff still lurking out there. You know who might be a great source for that? Hit up Alicord Paracord. I know she was selling a bunch of discontinued, or at least old new stock. So it's new knives but old stock. Of some cold steel stuff for Blade Runner HQ. So maybe hit up Alicord Paracord, see if she still has it. Ian says, did you put a lanyard on it? Oh, on the Sebenza. I thought you were I thought I was like, lanyard on this? No. On the Sebenza, no, I didn't. No lanyard for the Sebenza. You know what? Here's my stance on it. At some point, I will get a newer style Sebenza. I will get a current model Sebenza. And when that happens, it will have a lanyard on it. And I won't take it off at that point. But I'm not going to retie a piece that I don't want on my knives usually to begin with. If it was there, it would be there and I'd just leave it alone. But since it didn't come to me that way, I'm also not sending it in to Chris Reeve to have them do a spa day. You guys convinced me in the last round. I won't do that. I'll let the stories stay on the handle scales. We'll let life give it its stone wash. So it's going to persist as it is. I couldn't leave it alone though. I had to put my own edge on there, and I kept it as close to factory as possible because I did not want a fat edge bevel on there. Screw it. I'll show you guys. Hold on a second. I got to clear stuff off of my knife case. I've got review units in, and they're taking up space. Lots and lots of space. Space comes at a premium here. All right. So this is the Sebenza 21. And I stuck to the stock edge bevel as much as I could. My grip progression was pretty simple. I did 300 grit, 600 grit, and then I stropped it. So it's still got decent bite, but it will actually cut stuff now. Like, it's a good way to tell is actually to touch your thumb to it, to the edge. Touch it to the edge. Don't Band-Aids. And if it grabs the ridges of your thumb, that's an indicator of sharpness. If it starts to cut the ridges of your thumb, you can feel it. It's almost sticky when you have the edge right. So it's not the sliciest edge I've ever done. I want to say that degrees per side, I went what was that? Like, I think it's still somewhere around like 20. It's somewhere around like 23 degrees per side. It's decent. It's not the sliciest edge, but I didn't want to lay the edge bevel back, so I tried to match it as much as possible. But this thing is awesome. Absolutely loving the Sebenza 21. And there we go. Show the snail trails, damn it. A fantastic knife, and I am still surprised at how much I like the small Sebenza. I initially thought the small Sebenza would be too small, but it's not. It's absolutely not. And oh my goodness, we've got another anniversary. Shout out to Top Dog, channel member for 18 months. What?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Top Dog, thank you, man, for being a channel member for so long. Time flies. It really does. It really does. 18 months. Man, it's been a long time since I started doing live streams and having a membership and everything. That's crazy. He says, big hands, big feet. Well, you get it. We get it. Big gloves, big socks. Ian Coates says, any knife blade can be cold steel. Just put it in your fridge. Very nice. Shifty McKing says, the only knife I have with paracord on it is the Ketsuo Venter. No pocket clip, unfortunately. I don't know why there are some folding knives without pocket clips. I don't understand. Like, if it's a pocket knife, give it a pocket clip. I have one exception to that, and that is knives that specifically go into slips, like slip joints. Like, and a lot of slip joints do have pocket clips these days. But for example, my QSP TPK Hedgehog does not have a pocket clip, and I'm okay with it. You know why? Because I put it in the slip and I slip it in my fifth pocket, fits there perfectly. I don't need a pocket clip for it. But if it doesn't live in a slip, needs a pocket clip. It's just my thoughts. B Devious says those 2024 exclusive Sebenzas with purple heartwood scales were really impressive. Unfortunately, couldn't pull the trigger. I get it, man. I couldn't either. I wanted to. I'm trying to be more responsible though. You know, I'm trying to really dig into that, and collect knives responsibly, if that's possible. Let me see. Ed B says that ring needs a spa treatment. Oh, this guy? I mean, I wear it every day, every single day, man. Hey, thank you to the Night's Edge for gifting a channel membership. Thanks, man. Thanks, Neil. And congrats to Rainey, who was gifted that channel membership by the Night's Edge. That's super cool. Let's see. Ian Coates says 18 months. I just celebrated my 24 month with Tri-State. Man, you guys have been going out for a long time. I haven't had my membership live as long as Tri-State. I think I started probably about a year and a half after he did, if I'm remembering that correctly. All right. Hey, and shout out to Knives Are Life, channel member for 3 months. Happy anniversary. Happy 3 month. Knives Are Life says, sup, Roll. Hey, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you joining in. All right. Ian Coates says, some people take their clips off of Sebenzas and Incosis and put them in slips. Not me. Oh, man, that seems sacrilegious. I mean, if it's your knife, do whatever you want with it. Do whatever you want with it. Far be it from me to tell you what to do, but I would never do that. That's sacrilegious, man. I just don't see the point. I don't see the point. I guess if you're obsessing over protecting your knife, that the manufacturer will always reblast for free. Doesn't make sense to me. Hey, welcome into Welcome into Pocket Theory. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Welcome into Chris Waris. Good to see you, man. He says, what's up? Man, we're talking knives, we're hanging out, we're chilling. Hey, and congrats to Chase R. Welcome in, new channel member. Congrats on becoming a connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And let me tell you something, Chase, if you didn't know, we have a members only Discord where we do stuff like pocket checks. I have my Steel Snobs knife steel comparison sheet available for people that are interested in comparing knife steels. We hang out and chat. We do a lot of stuff. In fact, I could talk about it until I'm blue in the face, but now is a good time to go ahead and head on over to the members only Discord. In 3, 2, 1, go. Let's check out some pocket checks while we're here. And why not? And you know what? We'll start off with mine. My carry today. But before I do that, I gotta get this crap off my desk. All right, so I carried 2 knives today. You guys have been a terrible influence on me because I used to be a good boy. I used to only carry 1 knife, maybe 1 knife in like a 5th pocket carry. Now I've been carrying 2 knives. First carry, of course, probably what is my favorite knife that I picked up this year. I sold knives to be able to get this one. This is the TRM Neutron in the 3D milled and contoured lizard skin titanium scales with the DLC blade and the G10 backspacer. This was a very limited drop, and I gotta say, guys, like, I have not come down from this knife. Like, usually you get a new knife in and you're like, yeah, it's awesome. And then, 2 weeks go by and you're like, oh, look, something sharp and shiny. And then, that becomes the new awesome and you forget. This is still my most favorite knife that I picked up this year. TRM absolutely killed it. I'm not doing this any justice on the lizard skin today. That was one. Something that's ironic is that I found there's a certain size. Check this out. Carried this guy as well. And this is almost the same exact length and profile. This is the ProTech PT Strider. And this one's cool because it was a KnifeJoy exclusive. Got it on sale with them. This has the hand ground Mike Irie blade profile. So Mike Irie actually hand ground this and mirror polished that. It's got a black pearl button and it's the Grinch theme. I love the Grinch. Grinch face on there. KnifeJoy exclusive. And this knife is great. Fits really well. Look at that. Has a dedicated finger choke up spot, finger choil, and then it has a sharpening choil. So you know that this isn't like a it's there on purpose. Perfect jimping. Like, this thing is so much fun. Love this knife. The action, ProTech action, still good. I'm not an automatic knife guy. I picked up a few this year, and I gotta say, this one is by far the best automatic action that I've picked up all year long. Love the microtech LUDT Gen 3. It's an amazing knife. Action is not as good as this ProTech. I said it. I'm not taking it back. This knife is money. Absolute money. So I carried them both today. Am I crazy? No. I'm just an enthusiast. For my flashlight review on this coming out soon. This is a Nightcore EDC 27, and it's the new version. It's not the old EDC 27. It's not the EDC 25, which looks very similar to this. This is the new EDC 27 with the U-High LEDs. And guys, like, the EDC 25 was dominating my pocket as far as a flashlight is concerned. This is where it's at. I'll save it for the review. Just know that this is amazing. So if you like EDC style flashlights, flat profiles, easy to carry, fits in the pocket, so on and so forth, keep your eyes peeled. Video on this is going to be coming out soon. Do I have a specific date? No. Anyways, Chase, there is a members only Discord. Invite links can be found on my YouTube community tab. So if you'd like to join in, if you haven't joined in yet, that's where you can find it. All right, that was a long monologue to get to where we are today. Let's check out some pocket checks while we're here. Let's do it. You guys have seen what I got. Took a picture and everything this morning. I took that photo in the AM. Let's see, Miranda, aka Rainy, at the beach. Man, look at that. At the beach. I'm jealous. I want to be at the beach. We got Berg blades, we got benchmade, we got civivi, and then a Jack Wolf gunslinger. Or at least I think that's the gunslinger and not the sharpshooter. I think. Nope, I can see that. All right, so I should know that this is the sharpshooter because there's a slip there. The gunslinger did not come with the slip. That's right. And then the virile fulcrum, I remembered this time. I forget the name of that civivi, and it's one that I thought was cool looking too. All right, moving on. Hope you had an awesome day at the beach, Rainy. Chris Waris, he's got the it's the Kaiser Mini Roach, right? Or the Kaiser Roach, the Tempest Fractus, and then of course a Kaiser Sheepdog. All right, we got it. Now we're rolling. Let's go. Dazed is carrying what is that? Is that a benchmade? I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with that. The axis lock makes me want to think that it's a benchmade, but I don't think it's benchmade. All right. Emperor Alpha God. Look at that fixed blade. That's a sweet looking fixed blade with the stacked and wrapped leather hilt. Yeah, right on, man. Kaleidoscope of Knives coming in with the new CKF Evo T, the Tanto version. And then, of course, an F5.5. Ed's carrying the Kubi Ruckus. Look at that photo. Gorgeous photo, Ed. Very nicely done. Got the water on it, got the rain. Was it raining there, or did you set that photo up? Drinkwater's got the Chris Reeve Incosi. Yeah. And then, of course, a Spyderco McBee. Mark P's coming in hot with the EMP EDC relative with the Sagai hot pattern. Those look great. One of these days, I'm going to check one out. Today is not that day, but one of these days. I like that. Craig Vincent's got all the knives. The Kaiser, that's a Grazioso, right? Kaiser Grazioso. Rat 1. I think I see a Demko 8020.5. I'm pretty sure. A Kubi Titanium Titius. A Cold Steel Voyager. Looks good. Looks really good, man. Nice carry. Mr. Eddie, he's got two gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Spyderco PM2s with those really nicely done scales. Did you get a second set? Is that what I'm seeing? A second set, Mr. Eddie? Was that necessary? Charles Wooden coming in hot with the Spyderco. Ah, gosh, why am I blanking on that one? They're for sale on DLT. Hold on. They were recently released, right? Right? Spyderco, don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's the purple. I keep seeing this knife everywhere. And I've just been blocking it out in my head. I know you want to tell me. Don't tell me. I'm going to figure it out. It's not a Delica. No. I should know this. I know what that knife is. Is it the Endura? Yeah, I think that's the Endura. But where was I seeing the purple? Was that on Blade HQ? Where did I see this knife? That's going to bug me until I see it again. Purple Endura. Is that at Knives Ship Free? No, that's not the same knife. That's going to bug me. Why did I look at that knife so much recently and I cannot... Endella, not the Endura. The Endella. Apologies. It's been a long week in a very short amount of time. All right, let's head back to the chat real quick. Hey, shout out to Ed B, channel member for 7 months. Thanks for being a channel member, Ed B, for 7 months. He says a little bit of both on the rain. Very nice. I love the rain. Rain is underrated. I enjoy it. And shout out to Chef Rocky, channel member for 6 months. He says love to you and yours and suck it. I could feel the heartfelt sentiment from here. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate you. Shifty McKing says Stone Hands reminds me of custom John Gray. Hey, welcome into Mind of Milton. Incoat says Mini Roach. Yeah, I figured it out on that one. On the Endella, not so much. All right. Hey, welcome into Paul Mills. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Ware says Canis or Shaman. If money is no object, if the difference, I shouldn't say if it's no object. If the difference between the cost is nothing to you and you're looking purely on design, I would go with the Shaman, personally. Canis is cool. Shaman, though, there's just something about the Shaman that I really, really love. So I would say if the difference in cost between the two knives means nothing to you, if it was me, I would go with the Shaman all day. All day. The Canis looks cool though. All right. Oh, you know what's cool, guys? So check this out. This is KnifeCoUSA.com. It's a new retailer, and it's being run by a buddy of mine. Shout out to my buddy Mike Sims. He also runs the Midgards Messer USA distribution. So he's been in and around the the knife community for a long time. He just started this, and he was like, "Hey, do you have any ideas on how I can get the word out about my new knife website?" And I said, "You know what? Partner with me on a giveaway. Show the community some love with the giveaway." And so we're going to do that. He actually recently sent me a nice knife, and we'll be doing a giveaway. In fact, we'll probably be doing several. So I'm going to be partnering with my buddy Mike from KnifeCo USA to do some giveaways. I'll send the knives out, and I figured, why not show you guys? I could talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but why not show you guys? I'll for any of you guys that want to peruse this while we're talking about it, I'll pop the link in the chat. I don't have an affiliate link, but new retail store, KnifeCo USA, and he's got some cool stuff here already. Some stuff which I have a feeling is probably going to sell out during the live stream. Check this out. First knife up. He's got an American Blade Works Model 2. Look at that. He's got an American Blade Works Model 2. These are sold out everywhere, but you could buy one on KnifeCo USA. So he's got one of those. That's super cool. He takes PayPal, which is cool. You can do pay later. You can do PayPal checkout, whatever you want. Whatever you want. And that's not all. He's got a lot of good stuff here too. Asher Spiro crossbar lock, $89. Sold. Cold Steel Silver Eye Elite Spear Point, $129. Hey, come on. Yeah. Good stuff here. Civivi Vision FG, Cold Steel Holdout, Defcon JK Series Gravity. I was perusing this earlier. What really got so here's the funny thing. If you look down here, you'll see Fox Knives ATCF Original Gangster Read More, which means, what is it? It's sold out. And I'm not surprised. These dropped and they've been sold out. But if you go to the next page, you'll notice that you can scroll down and find an ATCF Original Gangster Black Micarta Magna Cut. I am very tempted. Like, it's a Terzola design. I'm not huge on thumb discs, but these are sold out everywhere. You can pick one of these up. That's fantastic. It's fantastic. So you can get an ABW American Blade Works Model 2. You can get an ATCF Original Gangster. Look at all this stuff he's got here. Like, and here's the deal. He's already looking at becoming a dealer for a couple different brands, which is cool. So we'll be seeing some dealer level stuff here. And we're going to be doing some giveaways. He made mention that we might be doing a PMP giveaway at some point in the near future. I think that's cool. That's exciting. It's a good way to introduce a new retail store to the community. Chances are the sign up for the giveaways will probably be happening on the website, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We're going to have some giveaways on the channel here soon, and we're going to have some nice knives to give away. So I'm really excited about that. KnifeCoUSA.com. No, he did not pay me to say any of this. Mike is just a friend who started his own retail store website. He's a good guy, and I'm really excited to see what he does with this retail store. So check him out. Keep your eyes and ears peeled, because we will be doing some giveaways here soon, within the next week or two, which will be a lot of fun. Like, for example, check this out. He's got an Old Dominion KnifeWorks Deva. Like, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. You get customs on here. Look at that. Like, that's awesome. $1,000 custom. But if you know anything about this maker, you know that is 100% worth it. Old Dominion does good work. All right. Yeah, KnifeCoUSA.com. Check them out. Tell them I sent you. Why not? I don't get anything if you do. But I told him that I would give the people the good word. I am really tempted by that original gangster. Not going to lie. That one in the American Blade Works Model 2. Really, really very tempted. Where is that? I mean, isn't that just a good looking knife? Freaking Bob Terzola knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing all day. Micarta handle scales, G10 backspacer. Just classy looking. The original gangster. Look at that. Gosh. Love that. Really do. I really, really do. But yeah, guys, I would say if you were interested in a American Blade Works Model 2, yeah, I don't know how many of those he has. I would pick it up if you can. But let's go ahead and check on. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. What else is new out there? We'll go on over to DLT. We'll go over to the drops. They have anything new dropping? Oh, yes, they do. The Les George Talos. Talos? I'm probably saying that wrong. $425, but it's a Les George. They haven't had these out in a while, if I'm not mistaken. That's happening in 12 hours. If you got 425 big ones, Magna Cut, titanium, Les George, made in the USA. That one's really tempting for me if I had the money, because I am doing a whole lot of American-made knife collecting this year. That's my focus. That's what I'm focusing on. B Devious says, I'm personally not buying any, but the Tri-Stash is my favorite. Nice. He also says, what are your thoughts on the YouTube content creators' knives, Excalibur, Tri-Stash, or Felon? What would you get if money was no object? Okay. So I think if money was no object, the one that stands out the most to me has got to be, I believe, and I get these mixed up because Jared came out with 3 knives at the same time, and I get them all mixed up. But the one that he did with Riot that has that funky K390 looking blade, that's the one I would buy. I want to buy that one, actually. I think it's called the Misdemeanor. Let me see. Knives Misdemeanor. This is the one. Am I thinking of? I think this is the right one. Yeah, that's the one. Dude, that's funky as hell looking. But let me tell you something. It is purpose built. It is purpose built by one of the best OEMs out there as far as quality fit and finish and manufacturing. Look at that tip. Good for piercing. It's got a slight belly. Good for slicing. The blade geometry is thin. It's made out of K390, which means that it's going to be super slicing and it's going to hold that edge forever. And then when you do need to sharpen it, it's not going to take much to get it back to razor sharp. Yeah, no, that's the one. Second place I'd probably give to the Metal Complex Excalibur that he's doing with Kunwu. Honestly, the reason why that took second place for me is because a lot of the design language is on knives that I've already had or have already handled. It doesn't necessarily feel as new. I feel like Metal Complex played it safe. I understand why it's going to be somewhere around $400. It's an integral. It's Kunwu. You get Timascus pieces, like a Timascus pocket clip. But for my money, considering that I carry my knives and I use my knives, yeah, the Misdemeanor is actually the one that I'm most interested in. I love the fact that he's doing K390. I love the fact that it's purpose built more than anything. And also, I was talking to Jared about it, and he told me that it does, in fact, have the ting. Because I asked him, I heard it in a video. I'm like, does it have the ting? The acoustics are part of they're part of everything. I think that's the most original looking one. I think Tri-States looks good. I think they all look good, guys. But me personally, the one I'm most likely to buy is going to be the Misdemeanor, just for the reasons that I just gave you. I think it's the most original design out of all of them. I love the K390. I love the thought that went behind that. And also it looks super fidgety. I know. I'm deplorable like that. So yeah. Shifty McKing says, got to go to bed. 10:40 on my end of the States. Hope everyone has a good night. Thanks for being a great creator, Rollshambo. Hey, man, thanks for joining in. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Rocky says, it reminds me of an Emerson. Which knife? The Misdemeanor or the ATCF Original Gangster? El Cap Addict says, where can I go to see Neve's knives? Probably his channel would be the best place for that. Jim Miller says, the Misdemeanor all day. Excalibur isn't bad. No, it's not. It's a really good looking knife. The way that the Damascus accents and the pocket clip pop in, it's extremely flavorful. The fact that it's an integral, there we go. It's a really good looking knife. The Metal Complex Excalibur is a really good looking knife, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta hand it to Jared. The man knows how to sharpen a knife. Okay, he did it. He's done it for many years at a very high level. If anyone knows cutting geometry, it's going to be Neve's Knives, and I'll stand by that. That's just my personal opinion. So that's the one that I'm excited for. That's the one that I'm most likely to buy. I'm just looking forward to it. The other ones are cool. I think the Tri-Stash is cool. I'll be honest, not a fan of the mustache on the pivot. I've seen worse logos. It's just not my thing. I like the fact that Cole went ahead and did a button actuated frame lock. I think that's cool. It kind of reminds me of the Golden Design Works Excalibur in that way. I think he did a great job. I think that there are some really good looking creator designs out there. The timing from these guys could have been it could have been better. I'll say that. I think that they would have collectively seen more success, or would see more success, if they were to do separate releases instead of like, oh, by the way, here's 3 popular creators and their releases. And some people just don't like them. Like, that's fine. But a lot of people are in this position where they're like, none of these knives are cheap. I can pick one. Which one do I pick? Maybe I can stretch, maybe I can't. We're going to be spending between $300 and $400. Which one is it? That's not a little amount of money. So I think the fact that they came out with all 3 of those roughly in the same time period, I think that timing on it is, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'll put it to you like this. I'm nervous on their behalf, and I hope that they are all successful. Anaso says, Steel Snobs episode when? Hold on. I just released a Steel Snobs episode. I did. I promise you. I think it was day before yesterday. It was an update to... let's go here. I'll show you. It was an update to MagnaCut. So if you go to my channel, you'll see that 3 days ago, I released the true sweet spot for MagnaCut at Steel Snobs episode 9. Now, if you already saw that, I thought you already saw that. The next Steel Snobs episode, I'm going to try to come out with in the next 2 weeks. Guys, these topics are not topics that I take lightly. When it comes to my Steel Snobs content, I do not take them lightly, and I'll show you why. Like, the Steel Snobs content. Oh, no, I don't want to play all.
MagnaCut sucks. MagnaCut's awesome.
No,
I think MagnaCut's really
that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to show just the playlist for Steel Snobs.
MagnaCut
No.
sucks.
Okay. Well, anyways, it just defaults to my most popular Steel Snobs video, but I've got 9 episodes out. Each one of these took a significant amount of time, and they will continue to take a significant amount of time, because not only do I need to find the information, I need to sort through it, figure out what I want to communicate, what the point of the episode is going to be, what the premise is, and if it's something that I think is useful to people. So for example, a basic episode is me just talking about a knife steel. That could be Van X, like I've got an episode on Van X, or it could be M390 versus MagnaCut, which is relevant because M390 is widely regarded as one of the best steels pound for pound out there. It is. So I, of course, I had to do a head-to-head. I take my time when I research these topics, because I want to give it enough time to marinate so that I can build an opinion, so I can figure out how I best want to communicate it. And then I also have to edit and produce it and record it, come up with thumbnails and titles and stuff that hopefully people click on. So that's why my Steel Snobs content takes a minute. I can do a knife review, like I can carry a knife for 3 days, no writing whatsoever, sit down and review it after 2 or 3 days. That's typically what I do, because I can get a feel for it. It doesn't take a whole lot of research to figure out what it's all about. But when it comes to something as in-depth as this, as Steel Snobs, like I take my time intentionally, because I want it to be the best content that I make, period. Because it's something that everyone can get something out of, and they don't have to buy anything. They don't have to buy it to experience it. Most people already have these steels or have an opinion based on their own use case scenario. It's relevant to a lot of people. So I take my time on these. I'm going to be prioritizing them more. So I was doing a Steel Snobs video every couple of months. I'm going to try to do at least 1, if not 2 per month. The most recent one I did was an update to MagnaCut because I thought it was relevant. You know, I was really looking hard at whether or not you could start the sweet spot for MagnaCut at 62 instead of 63. If you want to know the answer to that, check it out. But yeah, next Steel Snobs episode, it'll probably be another week or 2. Just gonna let you know. But I've already narrowed down the topics, and I'm already doing research for the next one. There you go. All right. Okay. Okay. He says, I know I posted that when you were talking about K390. K390 is definitely on my list to do a Steel Snobs episode for it. Thank you, man. I hope it remains enjoyable. Like I said, my Steel Snobs content is by far the content that I want to make. I want it to be the best content that I make, because I think that it gives the most value to the viewer. Weldon Carey says, just reached 237 subs, about 8,000 more till I get to roll. Man, don't aim for me. Aim past me. You know, like something that I learned early on is that comparing yourself to other channels is it's not something I would recommend. Find your own path, take it, and do your own thing. Don't aim for 8,000. Aim for 80,000. Aim for 800,000. Right now, I'm not focusing as much on subscribers particularly as I am getting the content down and out the way that I want it. And I figure that if I do that well, the audience will come. That has always been a recipe for success and will continue to be so. And also says, dang, I'm getting flamed for nothing. I didn't understand. I wasn't trying to flame you. I promise. C. Kobe says, when is Jared going to have a drop for the misdemeanor? I have no idea. I need to find out because I want one. I really do. right. Hey, welcome into Knife Nut 69. Good to see you. How's it going, Kevin Smith and Knives? He says, sup, everyone. Good to see you, man. Todd Carr says, how soon people forget that MagnaCut at 65 is still over twice as strong as 61 RC M390. I mean, the thing that you have to remember is that M390 toughness is it's not great. It's not a standard. It's good enough. It is good enough. Also, something to remember too is that with many M390 knives being heat treated at, say, like 59 or 60, you're not going to get the same, like, you're going to get better toughness out of M390 than what most people expect, because its toughness is rated based on a higher Rockwell hardness, you know? So it's just something to keep in mind. Not saying that M390 toughness is bad, but you do get something out of toughness with MagnaCut. You get better edge stability at a more advanced angle on the edge geometry. So for example, something that I figured out, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Pete from Cedric and Ada. He's got a document, and you know what? I'll pull it up and I'll show you guys. I'll show you specifically what I'm talking about. Where he records down a whole bunch of, he did a whole bunch of recordings for Rockwell tests and cut tests, and he compiled that information with other people. Hold on. Look at this. This is insanity. Cut tests. All right. You can tell I've already been playing around in here. We'll select them all. Why not? Steel ratings. HRC and cut test. Okay. So here it is. Like, I get a lot of data from this. So shout out to Pete from Cedric and Ada, who I guarantee has no idea who I am. When you are looking at edge retention tests, the biggest difference maker is making sure that your edge geometry and your blade geometry is the same between the knives that you're testing, even if they're different steels. So for example, he's got a list of Mule Team knives here. Maximate Mule Team, 1,187 cuts. Keep in mind, that's Maximate at an HRC of 68. Maximate is known for amazing edge retention, not great toughness. I think it's rated at a 2. By contrast, M390 is rated at, I want to say it's like a 3.5. I think it's 3.5. Anyways, MagnaCut, on the other hand, MagnaCut is not rated high. This was 62 Rockwell hardness MagnaCut, okay? 62. And it was right there with Maximate the whole time. Like, it outcut the K390 Mule Team knife. K390, also known for having in extreme edge retention. So what's the difference maker? The difference maker is that the toughness of the MagnaCut in a cut test on something like Cecil rope, which can be damaging to knife blades, the toughness allowed it to maintain the edge's integrity long enough to keep cutting. That's not edge retention, or that's not wear resistance, I should say. It's edge retention through toughness, because at a more acute edge angle, you need that toughness to maintain the integrity of your apex. So something that people often throw off, they're like, oh, I don't need all this toughness. I don't need all this toughness. Give me more hardness. I want to be hard. Here's the proof. Same knife, same geometry, same edge, different steels. And what happened? MagnaCut at 62 outperformed K390, outperformed CPM S110V, outperformed ZDP 189, outperformed M390. And look at this. Right there with Maximate, get out of town. This is the kind of stuff that I go in deep dives on when I'm researching my Steel Snobs topics, because this is so interesting to me. And some of you guys are like, go back to the knives. But like, this is a real world test. real world test. And I think that that's fascinating. Absolutely. All right. All right, guys. We're going to kill the music because it is about that time. For those of you who might be new to my live streams, I do my live streams. They're quick shots in the dark. We go for about an hour. Sometimes I go a little bit over, never go under. And we are nearing the end of the live stream. I wanted to say thank you to the new channel members. Thank you to everybody who's been remaining a channel member for whether it's 3 months, whether it's 18 months. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you to the new channel members. Thank you to the people that watch, subscribe. Thank you to the people who caress the like button. Thank you. The next time we go live will be Saturday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, or 9 p.m. Central. There we go. Or 7 p.m. Pacific. For some of you guys, I will see you soon. And for everybody else, I'll see you later.